Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Bunch of Nuts podcast. This is Dan here with Cass. Man, do we even start the show with this like the recap of the Big Ten game with Ohio State and Iowa, Cass, or do we just rip the Band-Aid off and just not mention it?
Well, we have to mention it. Um, we could talk brief about it because we want to make this an uplifting show. Let's make this an uplifting show.
So skip 5 minutes from this point on if you want to get to the uplifting part right away.
Yeah, this basketball team just sucks. Like it. Um, I think Diebler should be fired, or I know a lot of people may disagree with me, and I was on the Diebler fence last year. Hire Diebler, I thought, but more and more the season kept going. The more and more that he just never made in-game adjustments, the more and more it just reminded you more and more of
Holtman.
Holtman.
Dude,
And he's a Holtman guy. Like he's got to go. Um, we got to bring in fresh bodies. The fact that our 7-footers are losing 50-50 balls. Evan Mahaffey had a chance with with under 2 minutes to go yesterday to take the lead by one. Wide open dunk, and he passed the ball up. And Stewart misses the three. Iowa goes down, shoots a three, extends the lead by four.
which why is Stewart shooting a three also? The guy shoots 50% from the line. Missed like all his free throws yesterday. He was I know I tweeted this out like I don't understand why they got rid of Zedkey, bro. Just if
And why did they not keep going inside with Devin Royal? He was eating them alive.
yeah, Devin Royal was cooking. I mean Mobley was good, Thornton was good, and then the rest of the team just, non-existent like
Well, you
usual.
you saw what I said, and I really hope this happened. I hope Devin Royal and Bruce Thornton went to Enterprise rented a car, and they drove back to Columbus while everybody walked back. I really hope that happened. I think we just need to change the culture, get rid of Diebler. His buyout's not that much.
No, it's not. That's the one good thing about like yeah, they pay for Holton's buyout, but Diebler, this is kind of like a test run.
Yeah, he's
I
got to go.
Here's my question. Why wouldn't you give him one more year? I agree, like I don't think he's the guy, and that pains me to say because I like Diebler and I want him
I
to
like him too. I just
like he's very
he
like
wasn't ready.
he's not, and it's like a Luke. It feels like a Luke Fickle type deal though, kind of when Luke Fickle took over for Ohio State football. This is what it kind of feels like for basketball. My question is, does it look bad on the program if we fire Diebler after year one, knowing he's a rookie coach, basically?
Yeah, I mean I could.
Optically, I feel like that looks bad.
Yeah, but I think they're not going to fire him. So don't people, they're not going to fire him.
But we have questions. We have a lot
Yeah,
of questions. I
I'm to the point now. We have two seniors this year. Why are we have young guys? Why put more Bruce Thornton tape or Devin Royal tape out there? Decline any postseason if we don't make the NCAA tournament, which I don't think we will. Decline any postseason tournament. Just end it. End the season. Don't worry about the stupid crown tournament or the NIT
sounds kind
and
of cool.
just end
Crown.
it.
I kind of want the crown. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of do want to watch it, but I agree with maybe don't play Thornton. Don't play your starters. Like play develop the bench guys.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just call it a season. Call it a season. We
Call
selection show comes up, call it a season. It's kind of like the spring showcase. These guys are the with the transfer portal and stuff. Why playing? I mean, Thornton's going to be back. Devin Royal's going to be back. Just end the season. Let Bradshaw walk and transfer again and steal some other school's money.
You're
I,
passionate about this. It's just so same old song and dance. They collapse in big moments.
we could have had the dude that's in Michigan right now.
Dusty May.
I'm I think he would have came to Ohio State.
Yeah, he's. I'm not. I honestly think he's Michigan's Chris Holtman though. That's my take on it. I think they got off to a decent start this year. They're collapsing too, and I
But
don't think it's as good in Ann Arbor as they're making it.
if you fire Diebler, like you said, and I've said, you make Jay Wright and Rick Pitino say no.
I think Rick would probably say no because I think I feel like St. John's is going to be his last job, to be honest. But yeah, Jay Wright,
Make
Mac,
them say no.
get Brad Stevens. If the
Why
Indiana
aren't we
fans
calling? Why aren't we
can't do
calling
it.
North? We've seen this a lot of times. Why aren't I would take the dude at Northwestern? Can you imagine what Chris Martin would do at a
Yeah,
place like Ohio State?
I love Northwestern's coach. I mean, he's basically the best coach in their history because he actually gets them to the tournament.
And why did Ohio State get beat by unathletic white boys in Iowa? Which by the way, Fran McCaffrey got a double technical call on him tonight. So
Well, I mean, I'll let you know right now. Iowa shot 41.7% from three and 90% from the free throw line. Ohio State shot 22.7% and 75% from the line. And yeah, not good. Like just
no.
a
When's the last time we were good at free throws?
when's the last time we were good at shooting?
When was the
Like
last time we had a big man, Caleb Wesson? Yeah, I honestly I look back, Caleb. This team is a Sweet 16 team with Caleb Wesson.
yeah, a lot of teams are, except the 2020 team. Like that gets canceled because COVID. I feel like that was the team, but uh, I just also feel Ohio State, they might have one or two good shooters, but they're never a good shooting team. I feel like collectively there's like
They
two or
can't
three.
put their defense just collapses.
And with Diebler, my thing is when they had the run in the NIT last year and he took over for Holtman, had that he got hot near the end. He was drawing good inbounds plays. He was playing like 10 guys deep, it felt like.
That one yesterday just got tipped out of bounds. Like how did that happen?
Yeah, and it just bad inbounds plays and the rotation feels like a Holtman rotation again. I feel like guys are playing scared. I feel like last year guys are just playing loose.
And
And
Quez Glover, who can't shoot the ball at all, is just chucking up shots.
how many good how many good small forwards is Ohio State going to waste between like transferring in here between Micah Parrish, Jamison Battle, I guess wasn't Sean McNeil, I guess a small forward technically. Like how many good ones are Seti P? Like how many good ones are we just going to waste?
I mean, Devin Royal, we're wasting his career right now.
It's a shame. And what's a shame is too that like Devin Royal will go down as like another EJ Liddell, unfortunately, unless he gets some help. Like a great player, but just like everyone around him kind of folded.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we'll find out Sunday if and when we make the tournament. A lot of bracketologists has this one of the last four teams in. It would be hilarious if we played in Dayton against Xavier and lose to Dayton. It would be hysterical.
That would be the biggest punishment ever.
Yes, it would. On
Might go
football news,
if it's in Dayton. No, I'm gonna go to the game. I'm gonna go.
in football news, uh, the Jets are becoming the New York Buckeyes. It looks like,
The 2020 Buckeyes are reuniting. They got
and
Justin,
it feels so good.
Garrett Wilson, Jeremy Rucker, and Josh Myers.
Yeah, there you go. Now J.K. Dobbins is a free agent. Well, he was 29.
So I
Still,
don't think that would be a good fit for him though, because they have what's the starting their stud.
Brees Hall.
Yeah, Brees Hall. They have Braylon Allen.
Yeah,
I don't see how Dobbins really fits in there unless they just really want to pound the rock because they do have Fields and
yeah,
they might run it with him like do some read option stuff.
yeah. They need some more receivers. You never know, they could get Mecca Ibuka, trade down and draft a Mecca.
I think they should get. I think they should get Mason Graham, or the LSU tackle.
Yeah, they need to protect. How ironic though is if Justin Fields takes the Jets to the playoffs, knowing that they drafted Zach Wilson over Justin Fields.
You know what? We're gonna get to see it in real time, too. Like that. Yeah, but you know what? Too. What's funny? We might get a Zach Wilson versus Justin Fields matchup this year too, because there's a strong chance that Tua's gonna get hurt at one point because that's pretty consistent, unfortunately. And Zach Wilson's gonna be the Dolphins' backup because they just signed him, so we're gonna see that in real time.
It'd be hilarious.
Justin's gonna cook them. I'm very excited for Justin, man. I'm like, I said we were Jets podcast now, but like, they're like my second team now, and I know my wife's a Jets fan. Has nothing to do with that. It's just they're all Buckeyes right now, and like
Yeah,
my
but
favorite Buckeye.
will Jeremy Ruckert last? Because you know how I mean, he's not a starting tight end.
No, he plays a lot for them though. He's definitely their tight end too, and he plays a lot on special teams. So, and they use him sometimes like a fullback.
Yeah,
I know. I think he's pretty safe, believe it or not. My question is, do they go and trade for Chris Olave? Because I think that would be the next move. That would be awesome. Give a second and a third for Chris Olave or something like that, and then use your first round pick on a tackle, beef up the line, get another receiver, and then just you go to that offense goes to work. That defense is ready to go. That defense doesn't need any really major changes, in my opinion. Maybe go sign Von Bell, Eli Apple, Raekwon McMillan.
Von Bell's still in the Bengals.
I thought he's a free agent now. I think he's a free
They
agent.
didn't release him.
I think he's a free agent. I'm pretty sure. I'm positive. Or maybe I'm wrong. Was I
Let's
was it a,
see.
was it a 1 year deal? I think he had.
I'm looking it up.
Oh, he's still in the Bengals.
Yeah, he signed a 2-year deal last year with the Bengals.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
But Eli Apple's available.
signed a 1 year $1 million contract.
Hmm.
Second. I take Eli. They should take Eli Apple and Okuda because I think they need corners. Honestly, that's the
I
only.
think Akuda, does he still play for the Texans?
I think he's a free agent this year again. I think it was a 1 year deal. I
Mm.
don't know. It's confusing right now because some guys, if you look, like they're free agents, but it still lists them on their team.
Or you could be like the Bengals and say, yes, Trey Hendrickson, we're going to trade you, but the asking price of what they want for Trey Hendrickson, nobody wants to pay.
And they're geniuses. Honestly, I love how they do. I love how they do business, bro.
I don't.
As as an outside guy, I'm like, I respect how cheap this organization is and how just like wildly they like try to like shaft other teams in the trade market. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to sign Jamar, and we'll probably sign T. Higgins, and Trey's going to walk eventually.
Why wouldn't you want to try to trade now? Because he's what, like 29, just coming off of the most sacks in the NFL right now. I feel like
Yeah,
this is.
but they want to trade him, but they want a first rounder for him.
I mean, I think if they can get a second or if they can get a second rounder or like a third and some other picks, I would pull the deal at this point.
Yeah. Speaking of Buckeyes, some other Buckeyes on the move. Joey Bosa is going to the Bills.
I love that.
The 49ers are imploding because of Nick. Oh, no, that's because of Brock Purdy's contract. But
I saw a tweet. It said Trump has positioned one of his super soldiers near the Canadian border. It was a picture of Joey Bosa. So that's the tweet of the week.
hey, Ezekiel Elliott's available to go to the Jets. That'd be a nah. Don't even worry about that. Just don't even worry about that.
He's so washed. It's if he gets a spot at this point, it's just because of his name.
So,
Not
all right. So spring ball starts on Monday, and since Monday is St. Patrick's Day, we're going to throw out some lucky charms here and see guys that are going to be shining for that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow in
Okay.
spring ball. I have a few guys in mind. Um, I say we do like two offense, two defense. Don't even worry about special teams because we're not going to know about special teams. Which before that, Brandon Ennis going from jersey 11 to number one just fits. It just fits. Like Brandon is going to wear jersey number one this year. You got to be a dude to wear number one, in my opinion. And I think Brandon is going to be a dude. So, but he is not my guys chasing after the gold at the end of the rainbow on St. Patrick's Day. I know it sounds silly, but I since I'm starting this, I'm I'm gonna go with Ian Moore. Um,
Hey, I like it.
right tackle. They brought in Philip Daniels. That right tackle position is going to be wide open this year. I think the guards are going to actually be Siereveld and Luke Montgomery. Um, but will that right guard be Philip Daniels? Will it be Tegra Tshabola? Can Ian Moore jump into the mix here? Um, People talk about how we don't have much tackle depth, but believe it or not, I just threw out three names right there that could be battling for that right tackle position.
My pick, uh, I got Riley Pettijohn, bro.
I've heard things. I heard
They're
he looks like a dude.
they're comping him to Raekwon McMillan. Like Raekwon contributed a lot his freshman year, if I remember it correctly. I mean, he was a big contributor, and that's what I kind of see out of Pettijohn. I could like obviously we're losing Cody, so Arville's going to be expected to take that next step. Sonny seems like a pretty much a win. Peyton Pierce will obviously play a lot, but I think Pettijohn, man, if there's an injury, he's gonna play. He's gonna be in the rotation. So and he looks like a dude. He looks the part. I'm very excited about this one.
So he wore number 7 in high school, and usually that goes to a defensive back. Will he be rocking the number 7 on defense on Monday, or since he is James Laurinaitis' first official recruit, will he be rocking the number 33?
If he rocks a number 33, watch out. I
Yeah.
I think that number right now is kind of reserved though for the legends because like Jack Sawyer just wore that. That's become slowly becoming a number two at Ohio State when you think about it.
Well, 2, 7, 2, 5, 7, and 10, you got to be dudes. And
Yeah.
33 is going to be creeping up there soon. And I think,
33, you're just the insane defensive like linebacker or edge.
yeah,
Like
and
you're an elite defender.
two, if you wear number 2 at Ohio State, you better be a dude, no matter what side of the ball you're on.
Yeah.
Defensively for me, um, and I'm going to throw this out there. I know he's been around in college for a while, but I think Lorenzo Styles. We need a Jordan Hancock replacement. Will they move Davis and Igmanosin to inside to kind of eliminate those handsy uh, penalties? I was listening to one of the podcasts, I forget which one, and someone had mentioned that most of Davis and Igmanosin's interference penalties were on go fade and go routes. Because he's physical, and you really have to be physical as a nickel corner like Jordan Hancock was.
Mhm.
So I'm looking at Lorenzo Styles here, senior. He'll be back next year for his final season. Can he make that jump and be that nickel corner? Because he showed flashes last year, but he also gave up some big plays too. Or can he get good enough? Maybe, you know, because I think he can. He has a chance to chase you know, to chase that position.
I have two right now actually, Cass. I have another one. I have Austin Siereveld. He's I tell you what, look,
He
he
looks like he's 40.
yes, he at one point he was not, neither was I, neither were you. A lot of us were not graced with like great genetics and like a good look at like but that guy, I'm telling you, he's been putting in the work. He has been like you can see he's all like he was one of the dudes of the day. I think he's a leader on this team. I think he's a guy that when we look back on the next season, we're gonna be like, oh, he played wherever we needed him to play.
Dude,
So
we're gonna have the. I think he's gonna start. I think he's gonna be the
yeah,
starting right guard, and I think Luke Montgomery's gonna be the starting left guard.
it's and like you just see he has a good bond with his teammates too. He was out. He was at the NHL game and he was with like Sonny on TV.
Oh
I
yeah, that was hilarious.
I just like normally like this stuff. Oh, it's like for like off season, just being like an absolute freak of like nature and workouts. But like I just feel like when you take and encompass the whole thing, like that's my pick. Who's
That
gonna?
dude, that dude. I'm gonna be 37 in a couple months. That dude looks like he's 21 years old, and he looks older than me.
He's probably hasn't been ID'd since he's been a sophomore in high school.
Dude, tell me tell me three more nastier interior linemen in the country than Carson Hensman, Luke Montgomery, and Austin Siereveld.
And there's Tegra.
Yeah, which I think could battle for the right tackle position because I heard he's been putting in work too.
I think he's a tackle, dude. I think he's going to thrive at tackle. I've always been saying that. I always saw tackle in him. By the way, uh, to add insult to injury, I just want to. DePaul is about to beat Creighton. They're up 60 to
Dude,
51.
if Holtman wins the Big East tournament,
I might jump off a cliff. I'm like,
dude, what if they win the Big East tournament and they get in the playing game and playing Dayton against the Buckeyes?
let's not put that scenario out there. This
Hey,
this show would implode.
uh, so my second offensive guy is going to be it might be I'm gonna have bring up two guys. It's one's gonna be Bo
Oh
Jackson.
yeah, oh yeah.
I'm excited to see what he can do. And another running back. I want to see what CJ Donaldson's going to do. It's been a
Yeah,
lot of nobody's talking about him. Nobody's talking about it. Talking about James Peoples. People are talking about Sam Williams Dixon, talking about Bo Jackson, Isaiah West, and
I think
Turbo
people
Rogers.
have an amazing season, and but I think Coach Loughlin is doing a great job of in really motivating him because he's playing the. It's not, you have to earn this. Like it's not given. And I just think James Peoples is going to be an angry runner this season because he's going to think like he's not going to get the rock. I expect a big year out of Peoples.
Dude, I can almost see Turbo Rogers returning, being the other guy to return kicks with.
I think kicks. Yeah, I don't think you should do punts. I don't want a freshman returning punt, especially if we have Innis. I think Innis or Downs need to always
Yeah,
return punts. But kicks, I think Turbo would be good back there. He could return punts if we're like up by like in garbage time against like the MAC schools. That's cool.
I really hope they do the spring showcase kind of like the NFL Combine,
Mm.
but without the weightlifting. I mean, that would be actually the weightlifting would be fun. Dude, they ought to do if it's a spring showcase. I know we got your wife's birthday party and we're not going to go to that, which is fine. You know, it's a spring showcase, but I would love to watch a strongman competition in the shoe on TV between the offense and defensive linemen. Like both teams, the rope pull, like we saw in the Pro Bowl, like star, I think that'd be cool. I think maybe play some flag football, like do something fun. Like, if you're not going to play a game, play some flag football, do the rope, the rope pulling thing,
Play
do some
against the
obstacle
fans.
courses.
If you want to showcase, play against the fans and show us how bad we are. Like,
No,
let's try
here's
hard.
what you do. You take the incoming freshmen and the guys that didn't play a lot last year and play the defending national champion, back-to-back defending national champion club team.
Oh, oh, I love that.
But Jeremiah Smith can't play because he was.
Well, yeah.
But
No,
I'd be all for that to see that on TV. The club
no,
national.
no starters. Like it just has to all be backups.
Mason Maggs has to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, all right. Mason Maggs
And Chad Ray.
Chad Ray. The backs is TC Caffey healthy? Sam Williams Dixon.
Wide receivers would be those white boy receivers, the one with the curly hair.
Mylan Graham.
No, I don't want to put any tape for Mylan Graham on there.
Just they get 10 Mylan Graham snaps.
Let me pull up Ohio State's roster. The incoming freshmen, besides Tavion St. Clair and the five stars. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing Tavion out there throwing the ball a little bit. Uh, let's see. Phillip Bell can play. He's a wide receiver if he's available. But when I'm talking about when you want to trot out wide receivers, David Adolph. Let's see here. Against this club team, hear me out, and this would be funny. Wide receivers, Reese Stocksdale, which I don't think he's on the team anymore.
I think he graduated.
Here, Jude Mitchell, I think he graduated too.
Great.
But David Offen, Brennan Schramm. Remember, Brennan Schramm had a great spring game last year.
Yeah, he did.
This Sean Luge, Nolan Beto, all should be playing against the club team.
This has to be a tournament because then now you need to get a team from the RPAC. Now you got you got to have capital
Flag football.
Yeah,
in the shoe.
What's their name? In Alliance, Mount Union.
Remember when CJ Stroud and DeJuan Jones said that they could beat the basketball team and the team back? Why don't they just have the basketball team take on Ohio State's 5 best basketball players? And
honestly, yes, yeah, that's yes. There's no tape out there for the football team. We get to see what they got. We get to see them whoop on the basketball team. The basketball team, they get some toughness.
Dude, if I would love to see Aaron Bradshaw try to box out Tegra Tshabola. Who would you starting with this current roster? What would your starting 5 be? Tegra is at the 5. Tegra Tshabola is at the 5 for me.
Tegra at the 5. I'm gonna go with Caleb. Caleb Downs has to be probably like a shooting guard.
I'm going Caleb Downs as the point guard. Lincoln Keenholz as the shooting guard.
No, I got Lincoln as my small forward. Lincoln's a small forward. Caleb's my shooting guard.
Sonny Styles was a power forward, dude, in high school, and he was legit.
I'm gonna do Ennis at point guard.
Jeremiah
Smith, power forward.
All right, here's my starting 5. Caleb Downs at the 1, Lincoln Keenholz at the 2. I'm going Jeremiah Smith at the 3, Sonny Styles at the 4, Tegra Tshabola at the 5. And then my backups would be Brandon Ennis. I feel like Julian Sand can probably ball too.
I wanted to put Ennis as my point guard. I feel like he's got the handles.
Yeah. And I need another enforcer, and I'm going to go with Kenyatta Jackson.
Oh, yeah. I would go with Sonny.
I'm telling you, Sonny could play Big Ten basketball. That's in start. I covered him in high school.
Did Holtman try to recruit him heavily?
No, he was all football all in.
He's a dog at basketball then. Okay, yeah, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, and then off the bench, I would have we go 8 deep. So I would go Ennis. I feel like Carnell Tate could play.
Yeah, Ennis is my 6 man. Ennis is like coming in for the first.
Yeah, and then I need Kenyatta Jackson. And dude, what's the dude from Rice, the offensive tackle?
Oh, the big guy.
The big guy. Oko, whatever his name is.
We have not got his name down yet.
That's your team right there. And you know who's going to coach this team? Brian Hartline.
Onanawa.
Onanawa. And Brian Hartline's the head coach against John Diebler's starting 5.
Jake
team.
Yeah.
Jake Diebler's. Give me the Buckeyes, man. Give me the Buckeye football team to beat the. Can you imagine Sonny Styles guarding his former high school teammate in basketball, Devin Royal?
I feel like we need to put what are the rules on Aaron Bradshaw? How much time is he playing?
Dude, he won't be able to box. He's not going to be able to box out Tegra
Do they
or
do they get
Uwanawa.
Ichi?
No, they don't get Michi.
No
This
Michi.
current basketball team.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you're talking about Colin White, Quez Glover, and Evan Mahaffey coming off the bench against Brandon Innes, Owanawa coming
Oh,
off the bench. I mean,
Cass. Cass. Creighton just tied it against Holtman. He just gave him a 10-point lead. There's 10 seconds left. Oh my God, it happened again. Okay. Vindication.
this is how we're going to end the show right
That's
here.
I'm
Is
dying.
it the Holtman special?
I need it. I need it. It's an 11-0 scoring run in the last minute 39.
As we were given our starting lineup against Holtman's Jake Diebler's Holtman's team.
That's the Chris I know. Well, now I don't feel as bad about the Diebler hire. At least Diebler, the Band-Aid got ripped off and we lost. This you drag him along and then you get 11-0 in the last minute 39.
And you get 10 minutes of 11 seconds here because basketball. That's so funny.
But that's all I got. Also, shout out Forever Game Day, Fire Shirt, Ohio versus the World. They're sending us more swag. Promo code.
Yes. We may have to get with them, but the annual Bunch of Nuts podcast March Madness tournament, we might be doing something different this year. We'll have to get a hold of our sponsor and see what we can cook up.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. But thank you so much for everyone for listening to another episode of the Bunch of Nuts podcast. And go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Are we about to get kicked off?